Welcome to the heart consciousness game space of the moment. My name is Kati, and today we are joined by this beautiful breeze and rocks and water for a meditation where we can settle into the nature of our being and ascend beyond our personal into the universal. This may sound like big words, but really it is the essence of life. We get so trapped in this illusion of the personal that we don't realize we are the universe in its expression through a unique vessel. When we can transcend the limited view of our personal dramas, we realize that we have a world inside of us that is reflective of the world outside. We can be moving through energies of conflict within us. We can experience the joy of our being and everything in between. In this space, let's just settle in together into our wholeness, not resisting any part of our experience now. Observing the breath of life moving through this unique expression of it. Letting the natural environment soothe our system. When we think about what we want for the world, it's easy to recognize that we want a world that exists in peace, in harmony with in itself, with all beings within it. We want a world that thrives. This is the environment that our heart is naturally drawn to. And we also recognize that within humanity, there is so much turbulence, agitation, division, pushing away of one another in one way or another. How does this change? It changes from within our humanity. It changes from within our human. And it changes by awakening the consciousness of our human. The more that we fight and try to manipulate the outer world, other humans that we perceive in it, the more that we engage this energy field of fighting. Breathe now into our center of peace. The center of peace that is beneath any changing experiences on the surface. Sometimes it feels like we have to dig beneath the walls and rubble of our fractured humanity to get a glimpse at this peace beneath it all. This is the work, my friends, to go beyond the distraction of focusing on our personal dramas, to recognize that what is playing out within us is a greater energy, is something greater than our personal self. It's time to recognize that our work is within our very own human self. To stop pushing and projecting outside, fighting against the external, and engaging that fight field. Rather, we can engage life from a place of centeredness within us, where whatever our true destiny is to fulfill expresses from this unshakable core of what we truly want for not only our personal but our universal, our world. Hate does not conquer hate. Fighting does not conquer conflict. It's love that heals. The beauty of this realm of polarity that we live in is that when we are coming from this center in ourself, it can express in any way that is called for. If it is our destiny, our true life to engage the different conflicts of the world in our own healing way, we will be called to that front. The difference is the inner space from which we meet this outer world. This is the expansion of the personal to the universal with the clarity of what it is we are expanding. This has been the confusion of our humanity for so long. And this is the beautiful simplicity that we can return to. We are more interconnected than we could possibly perceive with an individual human mind. As the higher mind includes all of existence, all possible perspectives, that it goes beyond perspective. So it is necessary to be informed by this universal presence, to go beyond our personal, individual viewpoints, our conceptions of right and wrong, our opinions that serve to push things out of our sense of our heart, and to expand this heart to the whole of our world. And there's no fear here. There's no fear that if we extend our heart to the whole of our world, that we will be condoning violence. It is a larger compassion that goes beyond that limited perspective, to recognize that love can express in the necessary ways for transformation. And that it truly is only this energy that unites that can create the harmony and peace in the world that we truly seek. As we extend our heart to all of ourself, we begin to see how this reflects to all other beings, and experience a connection that is deeper than we had seen before. There is an energy that unites all of creation. This is the energy of our freedom. As any sense of separation is the illusion. It is unreal. And we perpetuate our experience of the unreal through our mind's projection of good versus bad. We must see that this exists within us all as expressions within the universe, within this earth realm, and heal our inner conflict so that our conflict with the world disappears and our engagement with the world becomes one of radiant light. We engage the world from this center of purpose, of peace and harmony, such that anything that arises appears in our screen of awareness. We engage it in such a way of skillfulness, of response that changes the game, that shifts the paradigm from that field of conflict, pushing away, to one of uniting, to one of true presence, where inspired action moves through us in the way that is called for by the universal intelligence that moves through our open vessels. Vessels that are not crowded with confused ideas of how to work with conflict or work against whatever we may perceive as a need to fight against. Trust in the self that is the universe. Let the thoughts and ideas of the individual mind come and go, transform from thoughts that we once bought into or got pulled into its orbit, and allow them to transform from that sense of personal to the awareness of how this plays in the universal stage, and let it inform us in the way that we truly desire, which is to be in harmony. Human perfection is not a thing in this imperfect human world that we live in and are infinitely connected to. And this can be the liberation of ourselves and one another. It's the call for forgiveness. And it's the uniting of our fractured human experience into a universal adventure of creating higher harmony. Starting from within ourselves and extending to the whole of our reality. Until we realize the self and all of reality as one. Thank you for being here. May we extend the message of the game of heart consciousness, the game of our most authentic, loving life, far and wide. May we embrace well-being within our experience, no matter what it is, and see how this translates into our dynamic movement within life.